What's going on, guys? GemMint here. We have another statue that we're going to unbox and review for you today. This is the Deadpool Heat Seeker exclusive by Sideshow Collectibles. A little bit of an older piece. I was always kind of on the fence about this one, but I saw Mr. X was selling it along with the Lady Deadpool companion that we'll review in a separate video. So I figured, hey, I'll grab these two from Mr. X. Can you believe this guy damaged this statue while packaging it up? Anyway, he knocked off a couple bucks off the total asking price, and we'll have Fee glue it before I'm done assembling. So let's go ahead and get started. We are doing a giveaway once we hit 92,500 subscribers. Stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll tell you what you got to do to enter. Wow, I'm really digging this art box. Has a very kind of Art Deco / comic book vibe here with those kind of like 4-color explosion pieces. You got the Heat Seeker bullets coming out of his gun here with a huge portrait. Deadpool Heat Seeker. The art box looks great, guys. Let's take a look at the top. Just has the Deadpool logo. Let's see what's inside. Alright, so here we have one of the head sculpts for Deadpool. This is kind of just the regular look. No expression on his face. Looking good. The second head sculpt, he's winking and blowing a kiss, which you can see from behind the mask. Looks pretty funny. I don't think I'll display this, but it's a nice option. So that is supposed to be the exclusive that comes with this hand switch out, that he's holding a selfie stick and he's actually doing a selfie of himself. Let me try to, there we go. Yeah, so here, instead of holding a weapon, he's holding a selfie stick looking at himself with explosions behind him. This statue is called the Heat Seeker, so you have this big rocket with this big piece of translucent resin behind it. That looks really cool, man. It's actually a very large piece. It does feel a little loose here, so we're just going to be careful with that. Here's one of Deadpool's other hands holding a gun, and you can see the shell casings coming out of the gun here. That looks pretty cool. Kind of in motion look to it. Here we just have a sheath for his sword, or his katana. Now this is the other hand switch out. Instead of using the selfie stick, very delicate. This is the piece that Mr. X broke. You can see here on the guard. So we have the piece. We're going to have Fee do some surgery on that. But he is actually slicing into a grenade mid-air while it's exploding. And these explosion pieces look very fragile too. It doesn't feel like it's metal, but it has a nice shine to the blade. Actually, this looks broken right here too. Hard to tell, but yeah, that's definitely a broken piece. Then we have the body, this awkwardly posed body. He's so outstretched, but there's a lot of detail in the costume. We'll talk about that during the review. I really do like how they painted the type of yellowish glow from the explosion on his foot. Kind of reminds me also how they did the Darth Vader Mythos statue. Looks like some type of issue right here. Alright. Let's start getting them assembled. Alright, so I didn't really get the base up and out because it's kind of fragile. As you can see, a lot of pieces sticking up off of it. It's got this translucent resin encasing the explosion. It looks really cool. It's really well done. It has a lot of detail. So we'll do some close-ups when we do the review. But first things, let's go ahead and get Deadpool into the base. Alright, so he's going to key into the hole here. Alright, there we go. Let's start getting them put together. Let's start by putting one of the head sculpts on. Let's try to get this sheath on too. Alright, that goes there. Now, I didn't look at the individual explosions, so this one is another kind of clear resin that goes into the gun barrel. Alright, so this is going to go in his left hand. Alright, so we had Fee glue the guard on. Let's get his right hand in place. Alright, great. Now there are some explosions that go around the base. Let's see if we can find where those go. Alright, and then the Heat Seeker goes in his side. Boom, there we have it. Deadpool's real name is Wade Wilson. He was created by Rob Liefeld and Fabian DeCizia in the pages of New Mutants 98. Deadpool already had a cult following before the teaser footage dropped showing Ryan Reynolds voicing a CGI Deadpool. That set the internet ablaze and greenlit the first Deadpool movie, cementing Deadpool as a household name. He did have a follow-up sequel with Deadpool 2, which teamed him up with his longtime companion Cable. Deadpool is scheduled to appear in the MCU since Disney got the rights to the Fox X-Men characters. He's supposed to be the only one that carries over with the same chronological history. Alright, here we go. So the regular edition, the collector's edition, with the guns and the swords, and this is the look that I prefer. I like him to be more mercenary, less slapstick, although it's a little hard with this pose to pull that off. So let's talk about the pose. It always really kept me from this piece. I always kind of felt like it was a little too goofy for my taste, even though it's Deadpool. But I like mercenary Deadpool. I like 90s Liefeld Deadpool, you know? But, you know, I always kind of wanted to see it in person, and I do appreciate it a lot more in person. It's definitely a feat of engineering and sculpting in that pose. It's funny because it looks natural. It doesn't look awkward as oddly as he is stretched backwards, right? So I think the concept, it works for Deadpool. He's literally rising up out of an explosion. You can see all the pieces of the explosion, some carrying pieces of rubble on them, literally breaking up the concrete, and you have this ball, which kind of looks like, you know, a realistic pre-explosion, the beginning of an explosion. The translucent resin does a good job of giving it like a snow globe effect, and you can see the smoke billowing inside of it. So I think it looks really good. They even kind of gave this darker burned tinge to where that globe will be separating as an explosion. The base is really well done. I like all the different shadowing on the concrete that is breaking apart. You could even see some of it that it looks hot. It's got that yellow-orange tinge to it, and it's got that clean all-black sub-base. Now Deadpool's foot keys into the center of the explosion. I really like the paint apps on the foot. It gives it a lot of realism. It looks like it is on fire or getting on fire or it's becoming hot. It looks a lot more natural as opposed to them not painting it that color. So much detail going into the sculpt of Deadpool. He's got stuff all over his body. He's got this blade around his ankle that's coming out of the explosion. You even have these folds and these lines in the shoe. The shoe is sculpted and detailed, even in places where you can't see it keyed into the base. Moving up, he's got a gun on his left hip as well. It wouldn't be Deadpool with a bunch of pouches around for his utility belt, another pistol on his other thigh, and actually the boots have so much detail. They even have sculpted shoelaces, so you kind of got to be careful with that. A lot of detail into those shoes, the sole of the shoes, the outside. A lot of work was sculpted into this. You got the Deadpool logo on the belt, pouches going across his chest. And then you talk about a dynamic piece. One thing that is so much different from this piece than its predecessor, the premium format, which I do have the X-Force color version, is that it's so dynamic. You have a huge Heat Seeker missile flying around the side of him that looks amazing. He's literally slicing a grenade in air. It's exploding as he's slicing it with that shiny metal katana. So much detail into that little grenade with the explosions moving outward. Holding his hand behind his head, shooting off a gun. You have the fire and explosion coming out of the gun, which is also that translucent resin. Man, it looks amazing. So many accessories, man. The sheath on his back. Man. The fold on the fabric across his chest. Looks really good, guys. Let's do a quick switch out and see what it looks like with the exclusive version. The exclusive version is funny, man. Winking, blowing a kiss, looking at a selfie on his iPhone with the same picture, looking back at him. It's funny, man. It's so Deadpool, and it really does work. Again, I don't think I would use this display option. I'll probably put it back in the box, but it's a cool little feature to have. And, you know, you might be a fan of slapstick, you know, funny, goofy Deadpool. let's take some measurements on him really quick. So definitely the sword is his highest point. So he's just at 28 inches tall. Diameter of the base is about 13 inches. But if you want to look at like the end of this rocket, it's like an 18-inch depth. So what I want you guys to do, I'm going to review Lady Deadpool next. In that video, we're also going to put them side to side and do a comparison. And I'm going to show you the final resting place, which is going to actually close off my X-Men section for now. So let me know what you guys think about Deadpool in the comments below. Take a look at what we got going on for the giveaway right now. Alright guys, like I said before, all you have to do to be eligible for these giveaways is be subscribed to the channel, leave a like on this video, and comment down below. Once we hit 92,500 subscribers, I'm going to pick a random video where I promote this giveaway, use a random YouTube comment generator to pick 2 winners. One winner is going to get the comic cover set, the other is going to get the show cover set. The first place winner picks which one they get. So make sure that you are subscribed, like, and comment below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to leave you with my statue unboxing playlist. But remember to check out the Lady Deadpool, which should be released a day or so after this video comes out. Stay minty fresh. Peace.